Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to part 2 for the weekly reading for the week of April 18th. This is part 1, and if you haven't watched part 1 yet, it is linked up in the description down below. So we're just going to see what's going on here. With that mutually beneficial venture card, you have the gift of neutrality. It says balance is working in your life. Yin and yang are opposites in energy, but reside side by side to create the gift of neutrality. So you could be just sitting in the middle at this time. You don't have any middle cards. You know, to me, middle cards are Justice, High Priestess. You do have the Hierophant. He is sitting direct middle of the card, but not really a middle card. But again, I feel like taking a neutral approach to this week would be very beneficial. Remember what we said here in your first row with the Five of Wands, that really I would be avoiding any arguments or getting into any battles or conflicts this week, or kind of like arguing with people. It just seems like a bad week for doing it. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Wands. Look at all these aces. All these aces. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Love it. Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning. This is what I would be focusing on if I were you. I do feel like there could be moments that come up where you could argue with a person, or you could cause a conflict or something like that. But it's like, number one, are you really going to change their mind? I would say probably not, right? It's like every time I've argued with a person, I'm like, why? After. I'm always like, why do I even bother? It's not going to change their mind, so there's really no point, right? And number two, I feel like your energy could be spent better doing something else. It's funny because, not to talk about myself, but I had this happen to me just the other day, where it's like someone texted me something and I could have easily turned it into an argument, but I just remind myself, it just doesn't matter, right? I'd rather just keep the relationship positive, and not get into a whole thing, right? Not necessary. So, and trust me, I love to argue. So that's what I would say there. And most of these arguments steal my focus, right? So the Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, beautiful, big, glowing opportunity is clearly what this is. Focus on that, whatever it is. Could be a new project you're working on, could be anything. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Magician. I don't like the Magician and the Seven of Swords together. To me, that could definitely be a tricky energy. The thing is it's showing up in your past, and what I would say here is that, once a liar, once a cheater, always a liar, always a cheater. Is that always true? No, for the most part. But what I would say here is it's like, I've said that before and people have gotten super offended, right? But I'm always like, well, you cannot trust someone who has cheated on you. Plain and simple. I don't care what anyone says. So, what I would say here is if, what do they say? A leopard never changes its spots. Look there's a leopard on the card, right? So what I would say here is if you're dealing with a tricky person, I would be careful of dealing with that person who has been tricky in the past. For others, the Seven of Swords, again, he's doing things one way. He's stealing those swords from the army that's in the background. Magician can say there are multiple ways to solve a problem. He has mastery over all the suits in front of him. So it could just say, like, if something isn't working in your life, just try something else. Try a different way of doing things. With the Five of Wands, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is about being bold and being assertive. Remember, I said in the first reading that there's a difference between starting an argument and standing up for yourself. It's like if someone is coming at you and you need to defend yourself, or you need to stand up for yourself, by all means, lay out the boundary. Just don't get into the argument. Again, there are ways where we can, argue our side without getting into an argument. We can just lay out the facts. We can say, if someone comes at us and they say, they want us to defend ourselves, even during Mars retrograde, we can just lay out the facts and leave it at the facts. We just don't have to engage in the argument, right? We can say, this is what I believe, or this is how I do things. If you don't like it, fine. And then we can move on, right? We choose to get into these arguments and things like that. And I kind of get that for you here. Queen of Wands, she doesn't care what anyone thinks. Normally, she has the black cat in front of her. During the times of tarot, black cats were considered very unlucky. And it represents the fact that she doesn't care. She doesn't care what anyone thinks. She likes her black cat. That's all that matters to her, right? So I feel for a lot of you that this first row is definitely talking about maybe challenging situations. But what's funny is everybody who I've ever known in my life who just truly on a very deep level does not give two you-know-whats about what anyone thinks, they kind of end up more powerful. They end up in more successful roles in life. They end up, things end up going their way because it's like there is no other way for them. They just care about what they care about, And I kind of feel that for you, that not getting into the argument will lead to more power. With the Horse, I love this card. You have the Nightingale. I love this card. It's like this little bird is sitting on this gigantic egg. And to me, it says there is much more inside of you than you realize. You have much more power inside of you than you realize. You are capable of much more than you realize as well. In this deck, it's a card of being like fierce and being bold and being assertive. Queen of Wands. So I definitely feel that kind of going for, some sort of big opportunity this week is going to make you very successful. With the Death card, you have the Five of Cups. It's kind of weird because during the mid-monthly readings, I was saying that I'm getting this energy a lot. Like Five of Cups, death. I do feel for a lot of us that we're leaving something behind for pretty much everyone. Death card, Five of Cups, walking away from something. But it's like, are we going to be sad about what we're leaving behind? Maybe. But at the same time, I feel like we're going towards something so much more. I can see the challenge here because it's like the thing about the aces is that aces kind of represent potential. They represent something that hasn't necessarily been created yet, especially the Ace of Pentacles. That is definitely the card of potential. On the Ace of Wands, there's a castle that is crumbling in the background on a traditional Ace of Wands. So it's like something is breaking down. That could be sad, Same thing. And again, with the aces representing potential, it's like that could be sad because it's like, if something just has potential, it's just potential. It's like we have to put in all the work to make it happen. But, I feel like this reading is encouraging you to move towards something that just has potential in your mind because it's going to be much more successful than you think. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Emperor. Some of you could be dealing with a fire sign or an Aries. I kind of feel like this is a new person that could be entering into your life. I feel pretty good about this. It could just be a person who has a very solid plan. I feel, I do get this major confidence in your reading. Part of me feels like it's you. And I also feel that there could just be a person who's extremely confident coming into your life. Like I was just explaining with that Queen of Wands, I get that whole type of energy of like truly not caring. There's a difference between people who like, act like they don't care about things in life. And then there are people who truly do not care what anyone thinks, right? And there's a certain power that goes with that. And again, I mean this in a positive way. You can not care what people think in a negative way, and you can also do it in a positive way. And clearly, this energy here, I feel is much more positive. I feel like the not caring is because it's not that you don't care. It's just that you have your own vision. And that's what you're working towards. I get a very determined energy here. But I also feel like this could be a person. This gives me power couple vibes because you have the Queen and the King of Wands. That's like a power couple. Those are divine counterparts. So there could be like a person who maybe you're very determined and you're meeting a person who's very determined and you kind of just guide each other along, And so I feel like this could be a good relationship. Doesn't even have to be in love. Again, you have this mutually beneficial venture card, so it could be in business or something else where it's like maybe you're meeting that person where you both kind of really find success together. And that's what this looks like. I like this. With the Knight of Swords, you have the King of Cups. Could be another water sign coming in for you. King of Cups is you, Scorpio. I mean, it is Scorpio, so you're coming up in a position of power and strength. I would definitely control your emotions. Like I said, I feel like the King of Cups, he's normally sitting in choppy waters, but it doesn't look like it. His face, he looks perfectly fine. It represents the fact that he has very strong control over his emotions. I feel like that is the position of power for you this week. I'm not saying you're not expressing or showing your emotions, but being able to control your emotions and how you express them is clearly going to be very important. With this Ram and the Haystack card, you have this apple. It says temptation will test you, probably temptation to get into an argument. And you have this dog close up. It says pleasure with a close friend. There you go. So, take some time to be, that's a little, R-rated right there. But what I would say is some of you could be getting together with a friend, if you catch my drift. If you don't, ask your mom when you're older. And I would also say that this could be, number one, I feel like it could be two different things. I would definitely be careful of temptation this week. Again, with the Devil, Magician with the Seven of Swords, don't like it. Right? Plain and simple. So anything that feels too good to be true, anything like that, I'd be careful of. Again, I would also don't get, baited into an argument with a person because I feel like you're going to lose. And that has been a dominant message in your reading. Other than that, I feel like there could be love coming in with a friend. Here you go. With the Devil, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I'm telling you right now. I said it in your first reading. I'm going to say it in this one. There could definitely be a Capricorn coming in for you. This is confirmation to me whenever this happens. In the first reading, I was saying Capricorn because Devil, Queen of Pentacles. But the Queen of Pentacles is clarifying the Devil. So it's like literally the reading is saying a Capricorn is entering into your life. Or someone with a lot of Capricorn in their chart. With the King of Wands, you have the Page of Pentacles. It's like a message. That's what I'm getting here intuitively, is that there could be communication coming in for you. So if a person could be communicating their desire to be with you, plain and simple. You could be communicating with them, your desire to be with them. Take it how it resonates. I feel like it's going to work out well for you. Also, card of learning. The Page of Pentacles is a really good card for doing any learning that you want to do. So if there's an obstacle you need to solve, if you want to just be more successful at something, Hierophant, Page of Pentacles, really good for learning new things. With the Hierophant, you have the Two of Cups. There you go. Marriage. This could be the person you marry. So again, if you're meeting a person at this time, or if you're moving towards a person, or if they're making moves towards you, could be a very strong connection. This is definitely like soulmate level connection going on here. What I also like is the fact that this diagonal here, Capricorn, goes down to the Two of Cups and the Hierophant. So it's like this person, could lead to marriage. And even going this way with the Queen of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands, King of Wands, a connection going up here. It's Capricorn as well. So again, kind of like double confirmation that this is going to work out well. With the Hermit, you have the Eight of Pentacles. See, this reminds me of needing to get the reward. Here's the thing, is that the Hermit, he has climbed to the top of the mountain, but he has not gotten his reward yet. He's holding that star in the lantern out in front of him, but he's still stuck at the top of the mountain. He needs to get his reward. Eight of Pentacles says you've done a lot of work and now it's time to get your reward. So if you've done a lot of work on things, I feel like this is saying that there could be a reward coming in for you. It could, but I think in your first reading, we were talking about kind of I think some of you need to share more, is what I'll say. Like if you've done a lot of work on a project and people don't know about it, I feel like you need to talk about it more. If you are starting business, I feel like you need to talk about it more. And I feel like you need to get it out there, that type of energy. With the Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, King of Pentacles, King and Queen of Pentacles, divine counterparts. It's like whenever you get this, Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, I don't think those are two different people. I feel like it's you and another person in love, if you're looking for love, and it's just saying this is like a really good connection. King of Pentacles is card of stability and something long-lasting. So again, if the Ace of Pentacles is a new opportunity, I feel like there are multiple new opportunities coming in for you, but again, remember what I said in your first reading? Kind of gives me that feeling of like a resurrection, or I don't remember what the other word I used was, but I felt like that other R word was much better, whatever it was. And whatever you're doing, you're building something long term. And with the Fool, you have the Eight of Swords. Get out of your head. Just get started. Take the leap of faith. This is like second guessing yourself with the Fool and the Eight of Swords. So I'd say no second guessing yourself this week. It's a really good week for you, Scorpio. I see a lot of good stuff coming in for you. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.